Nathan.
Um, okay, given you presumably hire physical immersion of motion controllers, but also the greater need to be aware of your surroundings, what effect do you have? Do you think that motion controllers have on immersion in general?
I think that they change gameplay. Yeah. You know, and that can be a good immersive experience, but it's a different type of immersive experience. One of the reasons I like to play street fighting games is because I don't know Kung Fu. And if I have to punch and connect with somebody, it's exhausting. And I don't really want to learn how to do it right. So it's a different type of gameplay. And whether or not it is unimmersive or is immersive is kind of, I don't want to say a moot point, but it changes the gameplay aspect of it, and that's a very different type of game.
I mean, it does take away the whole interface problem because you don't have to figure out which buttons go where. But you do have to figure out like which movements do what. And that can be a bit daunting.
Yeah, that brings up a good example. I was going to say there's a recent Kinect game. It was a horror game, and they tried to actually
Rise of Nightmares.
Yeah, that's it. Rise of Nightmares. Yeah, where they actually tried to map that experience of going, kind of like Resident Evil style, but in that case, the motion gaming really did not work with that. So yeah, it really depends on what gameplay you're trying to change.
We're almost running out of time. Yeah.
How many categories, if any, do you have of different? I'm sure you have to type people, because there are people who don't enjoy reading and they won't get immersed in a more narrative, or somebody who loves, the only kinds of games I've ever been really immersed in have been the sandbox games, where you are the creator. There's a certain set of physics that you have to abide by, but other than that, you are the creator of this world, basically. And heavy text games I'm not so into, but I'm sure there's many categories. And do you have categories of individuals that you look at? Because I'm sure that's frustrating.
Well, there are quite a few different groupings. Like a few different people have brought in studies that have different types of gamers. And in my research, I find kind of interesting. There are definitely individual differences. So you get people saying, oh, this character has way too much detail. If there's so much detail, I can't put anything of myself in there, so I can't get immersed.
Right.
And then other people say, oh, the character has so much detail, it's really good, I can get to know the character and get immersed. And then other people are the opposite, where, oh, there's no information for this character, so I can't get immersed. And other people are going, oh, there's no information for this character, that means I can totally create the character myself. So there's definitely different types, I think.
It's very personal. We can't force you to be immersed.
Right.
That would be hypnosis.
Right.
Very different experience. People have to be willing. It has to be.
Not even necessarily consciously willing, but people do have to be willing to become immersed.
Yeah. And so there are a number of different categories for different player types and morals types and whatnot that are really entertaining. So it's very challenging. That's a good question. Because if we say, okay, these are things that are immersive, then who are they immersing?
Right.
So I can't think of any. I don't have any. But, you guys?
So one of the examples, I think the recent experience that I have is how many people actually have a nightmares after you play the movies? So yeah, that's one of my experiences. Recently playing Fallout 3. Just because I live in DC, I guess. So I had to finish it. I mean, after a year, and the biggest mistake I made was installing an expansion pack before actually I played the regular game. So it was a massive level that I had. So it took me a year to finish. I just finished the last one before the MacFest. That was my goal. Then before the MacFest. But the other fact was I was getting immersed, but also having a nightmare. I was actually getting so bad about it. So, so what do I do with it? So the closer point was for me was, can I actually finish this game and get it over with? It hasn't happened since last week, so.
And really one of the challenges of the gaming industry is to come up with games that are kind of all over the map and diversity of gamers. so that they can identify, well, there's this group of people that don't get immersed in anything, but we can come up with a way we can actually get them interested in something. And so people, that's why often people are kind of single genre or single game types, because that's kind of the one that matches their personality.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. There was a man, Richard Bartle, and he basically created his definition of gamers. And I think it's, you've got achievers, explorers, socializers, killers, and that goes into more of the griefers, or hackers, opportunists, planners, scientists. So it's
Pretty broad.
different ways people come at the game.
Right, it's kind of like you go into GameStop, here, please fill out this personality test. Here's the game for you.
I think we're
Okay, I
out of
think
time.
we're out of time, so we probably need the room. We can continue discussion if you'd like. You've been a very great audience, so thank you very much.